good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution, episode 1337. I believe I'm wearing the same shirt that I wore yesterday. I do this because I have to take Ernie out in the morning. So usually I just keep what I have on. If I'm wearing like a hoodie or a sweatshirt, I just keep it on. Like last night when I put my comfy clothes on, I just kept this on. It's comfy. And put a pair of sweatpants on. And then I just take that into the bedroom. Saturday morning, got to take Ernie to go potty. He pees and poops. And then here we are. Don't shower, put a hat on. Away we go. I'll have to shower. I'm heading to Chicago a little bit later this morning. I'll be there this afternoon, just walking the floor. I'll be set up tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to that. I'll have quarter boxes. I've got some new stuff in the quarter boxes. So hopefully I can make a few bucks selling off some quarter cards, talk to some people, be nice to get out and enjoy the show. So I'll be on my way. Sans heat in my car. My wife's like, "Is it really cold in your car?" And I'm like, "No, it's not that bad. We'll take gloves." Like, I'll be okay. I will wear gloves. My seat warmer works. I assume my heated steering wheel, I never use the heated steering wheel because that's why they made gloves. I don't get heated steering wheels. So heated seats are great. Like initially I'm like, I don't need heated seats. And then once I bought a car with heated seats, wow, this is a game changer. Kind of like a storage unit. I'm like, I don't need a storage unit. I don't want a storage unit. I don't want to pay rent on a storage unit when I can just put stuff in my basement. And then space ran out in my basement, and I am no longer efficient in my basement with all of my cards. Got a storage unit. Holy shit, this is a game changer. I'm efficient. Getting there. I'm not 100% efficient, but I'm certainly getting there, and I'm just about ready to put my first sale up on Facebook Marketplace for bulk from my storage unit. So I'd like to do that before we get any snowfall and really cold weather. I think it's still supposed to be decently warm, so maybe next week's Thanksgiving, but it doesn't matter. I'll get there. At least I can get some photos, and I'll take some of the Goodwill. This Goodwill palette. Oof. I think I'm going to do a video because, I get so many requests. How do you get Goodwill palettes? And so many requests out there. And it's not all rainbows and unicorns and Mike Trout autographs and what was Joe Montana rookies. And although there was a Joe Montana rookie beater, I think it could still fetch $50. But again, I paid almost $800 for this Goodwill palette. So $50 doesn't go a long way in getting me back into profitability. There's going to be a lot of, and I've gone through most of it now. There was a giant box, and this is one of those things where you're dealing with volume. And if you don't want to deal with volume, don't buy a Goodwill palette because 90% of these palettes, you're going to have to get your money back. But that's what I do. So it's okay. Like, I'm a volume seller. That's my wheelhouse. These are perfect. I can put aside, I've got a guy that buys Jeter, Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, Vlad Jr., Acuna, Trout, missing one or two others, LeBron and Kobe. And so that's easy money. That's like, okay, those are dollar bills. I know exactly what I can make setting those aside. I've got another buyer, like, here's what I can make. And then the rest goes into, okay, I'll put this in filling a quarter box last night. There's a huge box that I was going through yesterday and last night of like 2023 or 2024 Donruss, which is actually kind of cool because I've never seen these, and I added a bunch of Cubs, maybe 8 or 9 Cubs to my collection that I didn't have. And there's like some rated prospect cards because Donruss can't have like current players in their product. with the exception of there's a couple guys that there's exceptions for, but so it's all like Hall of Famers and prospects, which is really cool because Hall of Famers sell and prospects sell. So there's like a stack of like Jackson Merrill rated prospects and a stack of Ethan Salas rated prospects, and who else? Jackson Churio, I think. So, probably going to be like 25 of each of those. So I may just lot those up. I don't know. We'll see. I need to set these aside. These are going to Chicago with me. So going through some of that stuff, but it's Cooter's in the house. What's up, Cooter? Cooter gave the idea of you should set aside, like, here's what's all going to be bulked out. And this pallet will be one of the prime examples of it's not all great. It's not all gravy in Goodwill pallets. Will I make money on this Goodwill pallet? Yes. But it's going to take a lot more work than the last couple pallets where there's Jeter SP rookies, and even setting the Trout aside and not even considering that, because I made my money back easily. There were multiple $50 to $100, and the Jeter ended up selling for $350. I graded it, so tack on another $20 for grading to that Goodwill pallet. But $350 sale on the Jeter SP. A couple of Brady sold for like 100 or maybe 150. So there was a lot of good stuff. This pallet, the Joe Montana is probably the best, and it's a beater. So it's, hoping to get 50 out of it. I don't see, there's a lot of junk wax in this pallet. Like so many boxes that I open it up. Oh, these are all 90 Donruss. Close it up. This is going to bulk out. I'm not even, and that's the difference between today's Goodwill pallets and yesterday's Goodwill pallets, where a year ago I'd buy a Goodwill pallet, open up 90 Donruss, and I'm going through Cub, Ken Griffey Jr. all set aside. Now, if I'm going through boxes and I find Ken Griffey Jr., Bo Jackson, stuff like that, I am setting those aside. But I'm not going to go through 90 Donruss and 91 Donruss and 90 Fleer and 89 Tops. Not going to do it anymore. So I don't need any more 89 Tops Cubs cards. Love 89 Tops, the design, but I've seen enough. It's time to move it on to somebody that will buy it. So a lot of this stuff from the Goodwill pallet is going to be off to my storage unit, and it's going to go into a bulk sale. But there is, and this is kind of, I wouldn't say a typical Goodwill pallet because it is kind of subpar. In most of the Goodwill pallets, there's a lot of junk, but there's usually a few boxes that are like, okay, and it's going to take, say one box of cards. That's going to get me back into profitability. This one, it's like a stack right now. There's still some boxes I need to go through more thoroughly, because I know it's not just 89 Tops, 90 Upper Deck, and that sort of thing. But I'm not expecting much in here. So, which blows, because this was the most expensive Goodwill pallet of them all. But maybe I made my own bed by announcing to the world of my Mike Trout Goodwill find. All of a sudden, Goodwill catches wind, raise the prices of those pallets. So that's what's up. So I've got a mess down here, which always happens when I have a Goodwill pallet. My neck hurts. I think I slept weird, which is not good. Having a sore neck going into a card show weekend is not good. Hey, speaking of card show weekends, next Saturday is the Madison card show. I always look forward to this show. And somebody asked me, one of my friends asked me, they're like, is this the crazy show? Is this like the craziest show of the year? And it's not, but it's one of them. It's one of four, which I know is what, a third of the yearly of the shows throughout the year. But the Thanksgiving weekend show is kind of, that's when we start reaching insanity levels. November, December, January, February. Now, December wasn't like this in the past. The first year I ran the Madison Card Show back in 2021, I skipped December. I'm like, it's December, it's Christmas, people are going to be doing other things. I never promoted a show when I scheduled those dates. So took December off. And I had multiple dealers say, oh, you should do a December show because it's, people are out buying. I'm like, okay. So 2022, so I guess it was only 2022 because there was no show in 21. 22, I did like the second weekend because it's weird. Christmas is on the 25th. So December's calendar is always weird trying to schedule things on a weekend. So it was, I don't know, middle of December. It was a week, 10 days before Christmas. And it was a dud. It was a dud. The November show, a dud. This is 2022. And this is like boom. This is the boom time of the hobby. The November show was a dud because a lot of my dealers were in Chicago at the Spectacular because I had to run on the same weekend. And then I'm thinking, okay, the December show will be much better. The December show was even worse. I think I had even less dealer tables in December with all my guys back from that had missed November because they were in Chicago. I'm like, shit, I might have to scale back to just the upstairs in 2023. And then all of a sudden, January, it just exploded. So then in 2023, November, back on Thanksgiving weekend, crazy. December, last year I had to run the weekend after Christmas, and I was really, really nervous about doing after Christmas. I'm like, okay, Thanksgiving weekend, people are really wanting to spend money, and they're by after Christmas and going into January, they don't want to spend money. Holy shit, that was not the case. The December show was insane, was even busier than November, right after Christmas. And then January was even insaner. And then February was still up there, but it was almost like November, December, January, and then February came down a little bit, and then March, and then it just kind of gradually, as you get into summer, just kind of slows down, which is not a sign of the hobby. There is no downturn in the hobby. Like I've looked back, and I think I have my notes, and we talked about it the other day. Like you look through my top months year over year, and I don't have 2021 because I wasn't. I mean, I guess 2021 would paint a decent enough picture because in the early months of 2021, I was doing it as a side hustle. And I was pretty devoted to it in those, because 2020, I really started to scale up on it. So, but I don't have the eBay. I wasn't tracking it on a spreadsheet in the first, 6 months of 2021. But anyway, you look at 2022, my top 3 months of sales on eBay, October, May, and November. 2023, last year, my top sales months, completely different. January, August and September. August and September were two of my 3 biggest sales months in 2023. This year, it's going to be September, August, and October. Hopefully, November, December are up there, but November is right now. I'm on pace, I think, to be 4th. But right now, my top 3 sales months in 2024 are August, September, October. In November is not looking. Now we'll see. I'm going to run a big sales event next week, which should push me up and maybe contend for third for the year, but not looking too promising for that. So yeah, there's really no usually in this question. I don't know if this question will be asked this Thanksgiving, but usually it depends on who comes to Thanksgiving. They're like, well, when's the downtime? Because in real estate, there's certainly downtimes. We're approaching, we're right in, right now is a big, especially in Wisconsin, in probably all across the country because we're going into the holidays. People don't want to move during the holidays. So this is a big slow time in real estate, in residential real estate. And then 2 weeks after Christmas, boom, by mid-January, the spring market hits. And it's crazy for the next 3-4 months. We don't have that in baseball cards. Like it's hot all year round. Stuff sells all year round. There's no peaks. There's no valleys. There's slow times, but my slow time could be your busy time, and your busy time could be my slow time. Or I think I just said that two different ways. My slow time could be your busy time. My busy time could be your slow time. But in card shows, it's a little different because on eBay, you don't have competition. You can be at your kid's soccer game and pull up your phone. Oh, it's halftime. I'm going to go look at eBay. Now, is that a common occurrence? Maybe. No, probably not. But we have eBay at our disposal. You can't just you just can't go to a card show on a Saturday. Well, I've got kids soccer all day. You can't just pick up your phone and go to the card show. So card shows see a downturn in the summer months, spring and summer. In the winter, usually your sporting events in the winter are school events, so they're at night, and you don't have outdoor daytime events because it's 20 degrees and snowing. So you've got your indoor events in the evening, so you can come out to the card show, do your events at night. So I'm looking forward to the spectacular. Sheena is headed to Chicago today. I might see you. I'll be there I probably won't get in there until 2. I'm planning on I'm hoping to be out my door at 11 this morning. I may just skip shipping altogether. Well, I'm going to do a little bit of shipping, but it's 8:30 now. I'll be able to hammer out an hour of shipping, I think, this morning. I do have a couple things. I'm at 43 orders to ship, so that's not too bad. How was my day yesterday? My day actually I had a decent sales day yesterday. So I was not actually my sales day yesterday was better than expected. Thursday was better than expected. Wednesday sucked. I have a feeling that today is going to be a shitty day. I do have auctions running. Check out my eBay store, 99centcards.com. I do have some auctions, not many auctions running that end tonight, but I do have over 400 auctions currently running through Wednesday. And then we're going to take a little bit of time off, a few days off for Thanksgiving. But don't worry, I'm going to have a Black Friday weekend sale next weekend. So keep that in mind. But you'll also get some great deals at auction this week as well. I think Wednesday night, Blackout Wednesday, what we used to call it back in our early young days when we did those sort of things. Blackout Wednesday, I've got 250 auctions ending Wednesday night. I've got 177 Heritage Minor League player lots ending, plus like 75 Ryan Sandberg auctions running. So that's Wednesday night. So as you prepare for Thanksgiving, we're going to talk about Thanksgiving today, bid on my auctions, 99centcards.com. Got my Buc-ee's mug with my mushroom coffee. We're ready to attack the day. I started watching. I talked about it yesterday. I love this time of year with the college basketball games on throughout the day. They're playing it. My Badgers are in the championship game at the Greenbrier. They're like 6-0 now. They stomped. Who the hell did they play last night? They stomped somebody yesterday. It was a 4:00 tip-off which I didn't like because that's my errands running time. Post office. I had to get gas. So they played, but I was able to watch the second half. Got home for the second half. But one of the games I was watching, I don't know, like South Carolina State versus Rutgers or somebody. I don't know. Some random game. Middle Tennessee and VCU maybe. And after the game, I think that's actually what the game was. After the game, I just had it on and I was like sorting. The remote was on the other side of the room. So I left it on. It was Jim and John Harbaugh, and their mom and dad were being interviewed. It was really, I enjoy, their story is so awesome. Just growing up, and their dad was a college football coach, and just, John and Jim are only 1 year apart. Now they're both NFL head coaches. It's just a fascinating story. And just to hear Their parents talk about the childhood, them talking about their childhood. It's just, it's an awesome story. Let's go to the chat. So I didn't watch the whole thing, but it came on, and I was going to turn it right away, but then I'm like, oh, this is kind of fun. This is cool. Christian is here. Good morning. He's out doing the last leaf cleanup of the season. Ooh, I don't envy that. Something happened yesterday that I don't know. You have, like, here in the Midwestern states, we get snow. And so people put up these orange sticks along their sidewalks and driveways. So when you're snow blowing, you don't hit the grass. 3 of them popped up into my driveway. I forgot to ask my wife, like, did you put those there? Because we don't have them. But now we have them there's one, which I don't know if it's like a sign, like, did my neighbor have extras and put one there? Because we have a 3-car garage. And so my wife is on the far left, and then the middle space is like my shit. Like, I don't think it's like any like garage stuff. Like, all the garage stuff's like on the wall, but like my shit, like, I have outgrown the basement already, and now there's 100,000 cards in my garage or more. In the middle of the garage is like, I've got tables. I've got 20. I've got 18. I've got 2 at the storage unit now. I've got 20 tables, card show tables. I've got like 10 sign stands. I've got 20 because I got 10 of each. And then in the back corner is my 100,000 cards. And then I'm on the far right side. So my wife's on the left side. It's like the two stall garage door, and then mine's like the one. And so the way our driveway like angles. So I've got when I pull out, I back out, and then I have to like do that so I don't go straight out into the grass. But sometimes I do a little too far, and I like kind of cut. So there's like an orange stick, like, hey, you're getting into the grass. So I don't know if like there's tire tracks right there, like, and so someone like, I think we should put an orange stick there. And then there's 2 at the end of our driveway. I don't know where they came from. I've got to ask my wife today, where did those orange sticks come from? I wonder if it's my neighbors. And they had extra because they've put some out, but then also my neighbors on the other side put some out. But I know he wouldn't put, like, the neighbors on this side, they're snowbirds, so they're in Florida, but their son, who's in his 40s, he lives there, and but he doesn't like do yard work or anything. So I don't know but the orange sticks that appeared in my driveway yesterday, they have orange sticks also. So I don't know if they're like, well, we got 3 extra, let's just put them in the neighbor's yard. I don't know. I don't know how that works. I am curious. Sometimes my garbage cans get brought to the garage. Like, I'll just open the garage and I'm like, where in the hell are my garbage cans? Oh, they're like right up next to the garage door. So I thank them. So thank you. They're not watching, but so anyway. Christian's out doing the last leaf cleanup. Todd's here. Good morning. Steve's in the house. Good morning. Scott is here. What's happening? Good morning. Kevin's here. Lakeland, Florida. What's happening? They don't have to deal with snow blowing in Lakeland, Florida, I bet. I do envy that. Art Green, good morning. Dan in the house. He uploaded a Menko video this morning. Very nice. Hey, by the way, we talked about this yesterday, I think. I need to put a new thing together, new thumbnail, so we can promote the Couch People Christmas Party. We'll do it Saturday, December 14th. It kind of snuck up on me this year. It's like, oh yeah, we're going to do that. What is the Couch People Christmas Party? This will be the third annual Couch People Christmas Party. Basically, I just open up the stream. I think we can have 10 at a time here on StreamYard. So I'll put the link, and as many up to 10 can join. And we just hang out. We talk cards. It is streamed live. So you got that going for you. And I've got some stuff I'm gonna rip. And sometimes you can rip stuff. You don't have to. You can rip wax, just hang out. We can talk about food. We all love food. We can talk about butt rock. We can talk about whatever we want to talk about. So Saturday, December 14th. I got to double check. I think that's actually, I can just look at my calendar and make sure. Ernie will probably be with us. Let's see. No. Actually, you know what? My wife may not be going. My wife and mother-in-law may have to cancel their Florida trip because my wife's grandma's still in the hospital. She broke some ribs when she fell. So my wife and mother-in-law may not be going to Florida. So maybe Ernie won't be joining us. We'll still do the Couch People Christmas party. But I guess we could bring Ernie down for a cameo appearance, though. So mark that down, Saturday, December 14th. Couch People Christmas party. Stream will be links open. Maybe Mike Smith can join us to talk about, he can give us a little lesson on cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Dogecoin. Saturday, December 14th. Couch People Christmas party. You can go back, I think just type in Couch People Christmas party if you want to check out what it's all about. Last year, was it last year or 2 years ago? Ethan Roberts from the Chicago Cubs joined us. I think he joined us from his hotel room in Denver. He was in Denver for the Broncos football game, Broncos Chiefs football game. So maybe we'll see if Ethan can join. I'll see if my buddy Glendon Rush can jump on, former Met and Cub, and maybe Brooks Kieschnick. I'll check in with Brooks to see if he'll be up for it. So get some former and current baseball players in. Where are we at? Mike Smith says Dogecoin to the moon. Cooter here. Good morning. My bet is your heater issue is the blend gate actuator or its switch. Fords are notorious for those going out. I didn't even know cars had a blend gate actuator. If this were an episode of To Tell the Truth, and Cooter says, my bet is your heater issue is the blend gate actuator or it's a switch, and I'd be like, no, he's lying. That's not a real thing. That is not a real, and it might not be. I do know that cars don't have turn signal fluid. I do know that. Blend gate actuator, this is like John Keating. Like, I don't know. Do I believe him? It sounds like it could be real, but I'm not sure. Now, I trust Cooter more than I trust John Keating. Half of the stuff that John Keating says, it's like, well, he might just be fucking with me. I don't see that with Cooter. That dude from Duryea, what's happening? Good morning. Cooter says, man, just think how organized you would be if you got that storage unit 2 years ago or started auctions. Yeah. That's a great point. I'm an idiot. Hey, it's all about evolving, right? This show isn't called Hobby I Know Everything, and I'm doing everything perfectly, and I don't need to learn anything new. It's hobby evolution. I evolve. I'm getting less dumb by the day. I'm trying. Now, if I listen to my elders like Cooter and John Keating, well, half of John Keating, what John Keating says, I'd probably be ahead. But now I'm just getting the storage unit, just starting my auctions. Some of my auctions last night were duds in terms of what they sold for, which I'm kind of like, I've got to be careful on some, especially some of these, we're going into Thanksgiving. It's just, I've got to be careful what I put at auction. I'm still confident with my Tuesday night auctions. I'm still confident there. We get enough traction. But I'm not promoting the rest of my auctions enough. So I need to do a little better job of that, but, oh well. eBay, it's eBay. Like, people want to see it, they'll see it. Hopefully within that 7-day time period. Brian is here. Good morning. Zach says, make it a goal that for every picture of a Montana rookie, you post a box you went through with nothing. Help educate society. It is like, a Goodwill pallet is just like a hobby box. You're going to get a lot of duds in hobby box. You open hobby boxes, you're going to get a lot of duds. You know, sometimes I hear people say, I've never pulled a superfractor. And I'm like, how many boxes do you open? Oh, like 5 or 6 a year. I'm like, 5 or 6 a year? You're never going to pull a superfractor at that rate. Like, here's the odds. And here's how much you open. No, you're not going to pull a superfractor. I have pulled I think 3 superfractors. I've pulled 1 autograph superfractor. Did I pull? I think I've pulled 3. 2 were from Topps Pro Debut. 1 was Christian Encarnacion Strand, which was a non-auto. And I think my 3rd super I pulled was also a non-auto. I can't remember. Maybe I've only pulled those 2. Those are the 2 that I remember. My first, you always remember your first, was 2016 Topps Chrome Update, which at that time they were only available at retail. Topps Chrome Update was only a retail product up until a few years ago. Target exclusive, I believe, because I had ordered online, target.com, and I pulled a Christian Arroyo rookie auto superfractor and sold for $200 at that time. It's probably not even worth $200 today. I do know it ended up getting graded. I think it graded like it was a PSA 9. Well, yeah, the PSA doesn't have 9.5, so it was a PSA 9. And it was on eBay for a little while, and I think it was on eBay for $200. And this was probably a few years ago. But I'm like, whoa, I sold at the right time. Philly Joe, what's up? Good morning. Mr. Archer's in the house. Good morning. Dan says, today a Burley auto went more for typical comp, so the bids went over my snipe. Have another snipe for another auto I need. That's a bummer. That is a bummer. Kyle is here. Good morning. Turkey is delicious. We're going to talk about turkey today. We've got a little family, I wouldn't say argument, but concerns. We have some concerns over the amount of turkey purchased for Thanksgiving. Zach says, sell those 1989 Topps for buy it now comps and not auction comps. Stay rich. I should do that. Thank you for the advice. Dan says, went for more than typical. Can I speak? There you go. Went for more than typical comps, that is. Travis says, good morning. Just curious on how you're going to sell out of your storage unit, because around here where I live, they are fenced in with a security gate, which is the only way into the storage area. We do not have that. So there is no security gate. It's open. Now, let me take that back. There is a security gate, but it's open to the public. Like you could come to Madison right now. The gate is open. I think they open the gate from say 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. or something. So it's gated around, but you don't need like a code or anything to get into the facility. So you just pull on in, you just drive on in, man. So that's how I'm going to have a sale. People just drive on in. That dude from Duryea says, you gave away your secret about the pallet. Hobby people need to be told what to do. Yeah. I want a Goodwill pallet. Oh, I didn't get a Mike Trout Bowman Chrome Auto. Terry, what's happening? Good morning. Sheena's in Chicago today. Have fun. Might see you there. Zach says, I closed on my full-time home owned on December 30th, knowing I'd get a deal. There you go. And we actually closed on December 31st last year. Now, it didn't have anything to do with timing. It was all about timing. It was when we when did we, I think we agreed on a deal in like September. And I think we closed on December 30th for financial, like tax reasons, or I don't know how that all worked. I am not the money man in this family. Money person in this family. Barton Troy says, good morning. Thanks for shipping out my order. Hey, you bet. Mr. Archer says, my Vols looked awesome last night. Who did Tennessee play? Zach says the elder Harbaughs live in Mequon. Really? What brought them to Mequon, Wisconsin? I did not know that. I have to put up my orange sticks today for my plow. Guy tip is to do it before the ground freezes. Oh yeah. I've not always followed that tip and failed my life. Hey, it's all about evolving, right? Sometimes we learn lessons, and that's important. 1972 Topps high numbers. I learned a lesson. I made money. Somebody got a great deal, and I learned, be careful with 1972 Topps football. Don't sell them for $2 on the high numbers. Mikey, what's up? I'm on cousin watch duty today. That sounds fun or not fun. I don't know. I might put them to work doing carts. Now that, yes, that sounds fun. Put them to work. That's why you need kids to get a free employee. No, puppies are hard enough. Can't imagine what a little human is like. Jody, good morning. Big Har, what's happening? Zach says that 40-year-old adult living at his parents' house as a solid investment strategy to save money. Yes, it is. Especially when the parents are out for 6-8 months a year. Cooter says snow blowing has a different meaning here in the South. Dan says to Mikey, he'd rather fail at selling cards and go back to his old job than have a child. Yes, that is exactly correct. I would rather go back to my old job than have a kid. That is accurate. Yes. Snow blowing or snow bunny. Ooh. Timothy, what's happening? Good morning. I love the thumbnail pic. Is that RBI baseball or is that just a picture? Big Harv says same here in California. Shut up. You're rubbing it in. Mikey says snow angel. Mr. Cooter just walked through the den and asked, how is Bo able to talk about random bullshit for hours? He thinks you are very skilled. Hello, Mrs. Cooter. Good news, those auction sales below comps don't exist. You won't have to factor those in with your sales. Only the ones above comps. This is really good news. There you go. See? That's how you run things. Outliers. You just erase the outliers. How big is the keep pile from the pallet? Is it up to a 4-row yet? Ooh. It kind of depends. So there's multiple piles. So there's an eBay pile. There's a quarter box piles because it's divvied up by sport, although this is pretty baseball heavy. There's Hall of Fame pile for sales. And then a small pile for like another buyer, like Acuna, Vlad, Rogers, those guys. So there's a pile for that goes to Mike. There's a pile for Shane. There's a pile for quarter boxes, and there's a pile for eBay. So that all combined that it probably right now fills up 2 4-row boxes. But again, we're talking about, all said, if you fit all the cards into 4-row boxes, you're looking at probably 40 to 45 4-row boxes is what all the cards would combine into. So you're looking at 2 or 3 out of 45, say. Not good. Now, I haven't gone through everything yet, and I still need to circle back to some binders and some other boxes. But a lot of the boxes are like 89 Topps, 90 Donruss, and those are going straight to those are like go straight to jail. Don't collect your $200 as you pass go. You just go right to the storage unit with those. Johnny M, good morning. What's going on with your Trout? Any offers? So yes, I actually have an interested party who's negotiating on behalf of Mike Trout himself. Not really negotiating, just kind of kicking the tires, if you will. So I'm not in any hurry to sell. Again, I want to wait until spring. Once Trout's healthy and we are back into baseball season. So right now, my strategy all along is I don't intend to sell right now. Now, if somebody comes along, it's on eBay. I've got $20,000 on it. Is that high? Way high. A PSA 9 sold for $20,000. Mine's a 7. So it's high. I understand that. The strategy behind it is I'm not looking to sell right now. I want to wait to sell, but it drives traffic to my store. It puts eyes. It's a featured card on my homepage. Like, oh, wow, that's a nice card. So it's strictly a marketing placeholder. So people come in, see it, or people are looking for it, find it in my store. Like, what else does he have? Now, people looking for that high end of a card, are they going to buy much from my store? No, but hey, it doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt. It's better to put it on eBay than to just have it in a safe, in a room, unseen. So that's why it's there, and that's the plan. Spring training, early season. If it goes into the summer, I'm in no rush to sell. I'm just gonna keep tabs on the trout market and see. Mikey says my cousins are into Pokemon cards. Mr. Archer says Tennessee played Baylor. They were up 20 plus most of the game. Oh, nice. I don't know if I had that game on or not. I was watching multiple games throughout the day and into the evening. Troy says, have a great day off to take little one to his soccer game. Have fun. Go team. Zach says they moved here because of their daughter. She's married to Tom Crean. Ah, yes. I forgot about that. Where's Tom Crean now? Because he was at Marquette. Did he go from Marquette to Indiana? And where's is he even coaching anymore? Tom Crean. Tom Crean, basketball coach. Tom Crean. Oh, he's no longer a head coach. Most recently, he was at Georgia. So, oh, is he on TV? I think he's on TV. I think he's on like one of the networks in one of the studio booths. Mikey says, my cousins I'm watching are 4, 6, and 10. That's a lot. That's 3. That's your hands are full. And those are young ages. I don't envy that. I'd rather be out with Christian raking leaves than watching 3 10-year-old under 10s kids. They're into Pokemon. We got nothing in common. Cooter says, if you are not the money man or the Mr. Fix-It in the family, what do you bring to the table, Mr. Holmes? That's a really good point. And sometimes I ask myself, like, why did she marry me? Like, what do I bring to the table? I can't fix anything. I don't have money. I'm not good looking. What am I here for? Why am I here? I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. Maybe I'm funny. I don't know. Mikey says, what do you bring to your relationship if you can't fix anything or have kids? I can have kids. I choose not to have kids, and my wife doesn't want to have kids. My wife probably wants kids less than I wanted kids. I did not want kids. Like when we talked about it, like early on in our dating, like what's, on kids, it's like, well, if it happens, it happens. Like that was we didn't come into the relationship like we're going to get married, we're going to have kids and la, 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 la. No, it was like, well, I don't really want, we were both basically raised as only children. My wife is only child. I have siblings, but I was raised as an only child. My brothers and sisters were older and out of the house. So like we were both raised as only children. So we just we want to do our own thing and not have to worry about kids. A dog is plenty. So Big Harv says he's there to shovel snow and make sure that Ernie goes potty. That's what I bring to the table. I do dishes. I take care of Ernie throughout the day. Well, now I take him to doggy daycare. I do shovel. So that's, man, I need to reevaluate my standing in this household. Christian says, what if Mike Trout tanks spring training to get a deal on your card? That'd be a story. That would be kind of cool. Like that would be like one for the ages. They'd make a movie about that. Mike Trout tanks so he can buy a card cheaper of himself. I'd actually be all about that. And then we could, I'd sell the story for a screenplay, and then I could be bringing some money to the table. Mikey bought a Caitlin Clark purple ice cream. I didn't even know that existed. Boy, they're bringing all kinds of random shit into cards. Panini. Zach says, here's a scenario. The last Trout sold for $20,000. Someone finds one, put it up on auction, and it sells for $30,000. What are you going to ask for that Trout? Well, I'm a seller, so $30,000. If I'm a buyer, I'm going to say $20,000. On something like that, it's a little different than $100 card, $50 card. Although that's kind of an outlier. What's the difference between that's still kind of an outlier. Let's see. Mikey paid $350. Zach says, I've been learned that the $30,000 is an outlier. It could be. Now, here's the thing about comps. Is there a reason? How so there's so many. Let's go back to this. All right. So here's a scenario. The last Trout sold for $20,000. Did it sell? When did it sell? Let's say it's this particular Mike Trout card. I almost said Steve Trout. This particular Mike Trout card, number to 150. Not many out there. I don't know if there's another one on eBay. There might be another one on eBay or a couple. I don't know. Anyway, last one sold in like say July. So July to now, that's eternity in baseball cards. What happened in the time between July and November? Did Mike Trout suffer a serious injury that he's going to have to retire, or he's going to be out for a large portion of 2025? Or did he recover from his injury faster and now he's on his way back? So there's so many variables that go in with. Now, we're not talking like a Cedar Rapids Reds team set featuring Eric Davis and Paul O'Neill. A little different. Not much happened between the two sales of those items. So you do have to kind of do a little deeper digging. Cedar Rapids Reds team set is not going to be, there's not as many eyeballs on that item as there would be a Mike Trout first Bowman Chrome auto number to 150. I guarantee it. We all know lots and sets typically sell far less at auction than they do at buy it now. That's almost like a given on anything of that caliber. Not even caliber, but of that item as compared to singles. So there's a lot that goes into it when especially like this. If it's a $5 card, I don't give a shit. Like, well, this, I'm not $100. Yes. Cause that's outside of my wheelhouse for the most part. I see this $50 sale and I see $200 sales. Well, the 50 is an outlier. So I'm going to list mine for 100, but it has best offer open. And I'm not forcing anybody to buy my items. If you don't think $100 is a good price, don't buy it. Or if you think, well, the last one sold for 50, I'm going to offer 50 and I'm going to counter because I love negotiating. Not. So there's a lot that goes into it in comps. Now on an item like this Mike Trout, I'm going to put more thought into it than I am a 1982 Cedar Rapids Red set or a 1979 Topps Franco Harris card. Well, the last one sold for $3. This one sold for 99 cents at auction. Am I going to list it for $1? No. I might list it for $2.50, just be a little under the last comp. Big Dog Finds. Good morning from Colorado. How was your evening? It was great. It was great. Watched college basketball. I listed a few things on eBay, got some stuff ready for the Spectacular this weekend. Zach says, oh, you're a pretty good looking dude. I can see how Amy gets down with that. Well, thank you. Thank you. Christian says, raking leaves equals good workout, hot coffee, hobby evolution in the cans. Not a terrible time. Okay. See, and I'd rather be doing that than watching three little snot burglars. Mikey says, Logan and AJ say, have a good day and eat McDonald's. What's happening? No McDonald's. No McDonald's. Hey, speaking of AJ, I did watch last night AEW. So I was flipping around stations and I don't know, whatever game I was watching, I'm like, I don't want to watch this. So I turn on AEW. All right. Have you heard of or seen the Costco Big AJ who brings the boom? It's the cheesiest shit ever, but TikTok's full of that. We bring the boom. It's like double chocolate chunk cookie. And it's like, I just cringe every time I see their videos, but they're popular on TikTok. Now in wrestling, and I know a lot of people watching, listening are not into professional wrestling, don't care about it. So I'll give a little insight. In wrestling, you have your baby faces and your heels. So a baby face is a good guy. So basically good guys versus bad guys. Okay. So a baby face, a good guy, wants to get cheers from the crowd, like, hey, I'm a good guy. Cheer for me. Yay. That's what good guys do. And the louder the cheer when they come out, that means they're over. So you want to be over, whether you're a bad guy or a good guy, you want to be over. You don't want to walk out to the ring with just like, yay. You want to come out to, yeah. So, and same with a bad guy. A bad guy needs to draw heat. So basically you can get cheap heat or cheap pops. Those are like insider terms. So a cheap pop would be like when John Cena came out, he'd be in Cleveland and he'd be wearing a LeBron Cavaliers jersey if LeBron was with the Cavaliers at that time. And he'd be like, yeah, I'm representing your city. And everybody's like, oh my God, John Cena, he's a Cavaliers guy. Yes, he's one of us. Yeah. You get cheap heat by going to Cleveland and wearing a Chicago Bulls jersey. Be like, yeah, look at me. Fuck Cleveland. I'm Chicago, baby. And boo. They're throwing shit. So that's heat. So you want, whether you're a good guy or bad guy, you want the crowd to react. So these Costco guys, it's the dad and the kid. What's the kid's Big Justice? He's, I don't know, 12 years old. And so they come out and they're supposed to wrestle, I think, tonight at the pay-per-view or something. And so they come out and it's just like they're not getting, they're supposed to be good guys and they're just not getting, and they're doing they're doing their thing. They're trying to pump the crowd up and they're like, and the crowd's like, I mean, it's like a pin drop. So I was watching that and I'm like, man, this is not going over. Why is AEW doing this? Like, they're not, our TikTok people that follow, are they going to watch AEW wrestling? No. People that are watching AEW wrestling that don't know them, they're like, what the fuck is a double chocolate chunk cookie? Double chocolate chunk cookie. Like, what the fuck is this? Went over like a fart in church. Where we at? Let's see. Kyle says, look at Bo's commitment to this show. That level of commitment is attractive to a lady. There you go. 1,337 episodes of nothing. Zach says, no, it's not different. It's hypocrisy. You guys only view things as sellers. It is what it is. On the buying side, I only view things as a buyer. It's hypocrisy on both sides, if that's the case. A buyer is going to look at the cheaper sale and be like, well, the last one sold for $10, so it's worth $10. And the seller is going to be like, well, this one sold for $40. That $10 is an outlier. It's a $40 card. So maybe it is hypocrisy. If it is, I'm a hypocrite, but that's how I roll. Mikey says, William says he likes those things on the shelf in the back. The bobbleheads, I got bobbleheads or the baseball cards. Zach says, no, you can't factor in anything else other than it's an outlier, and only bums would include auction outliers in their factoring of what things are worth. John says, we're still beating the Mike Trout card dead horse. Absolutely. We're going to beat that horse until I sell it. Johnny M says, been listing junk slabs at auction, 99 cents start. Many sell at that. The ones I have to relist, I do at $2.99 and then they sell. Hate slabs and want them gone. Sometimes cheap slabs, I'm shocked at where some of the cheap slabs, like I've had some that just usually in Goodwill pallets or just in bulk buys, like a cheap slab. It's like, I just want this gone. It'll sell for like $5 or $6 plus shipping. I'm like, damn, I thought this would go for 99 cents. A lot of them sell for 99 cents. Mikey says, we have kids watching today. Bring in a younger audience. Then I can't say the F-bomb. If I bring in a younger audience, I can't say the F-bomb. So I don't know if I want to do that. Mike Trout will give up baseball and become a full-time Eagles fan within a year. Merle says, should we show the kids the F-bomb? Yes. Fortunately, Dizzy Trout's recent performance won't impact the value of my cards. There you go. That's another good thing about vintage. You know, the good thing about Mike Trout, since we're beating the dead horse, let's continue beating that dead horse, is Mike Trout's already cemented himself as a Hall of Famer. So it's not like Jason Dominguez or Anthony Volpe, where they still need to produce. Mike Trout has produced. He's a Hall of Famer if he retired today. So there's no concern of a dip in value. If you're holding slabs of Anthony Volpe or Jason Dominguez, you still have to like, do I sell now, get out now, or do I hope? Hoping is not a good business strategy. Zach is stepping away for something. I'll catch up later. Have a nice day. AJ said that if you don't eat McDonald's, then you're weird. The 8-year-old said this. I eat McDonald's, but I try not to. I used to eat it a lot more than I do now. Stukes in the house. What's up? Good morning. Golfed with Jumpin' Jim Brunzell one time. Heard a lot of great stories about legendary wrestlers from the 60s and 70s. Part of the Killer Bees with B. Brian Blair. Very nice. AEW definitely lost the battle last night. Paul Heyman and CM Punk on SmackDown greater than whatever AEW did. Yeah, I would say I'm more of an AEW fan than WWE fan, but AEW is just not. I really don't watch much wrestling at all. I just wanted a break from. I'd watch basketball. I had basketball on in the background all day. I'm like, oh, AEW's on. I'm going to see what this is all about. And I'm treated to the Costco kids. Like, okay, this sucks. Big Harv says wrestling is the original social media and they only care about engagement. Yeah, absolutely. Nick Bockwinkel awarded me a new golf bag at the event. Very nice. Nick Bockwinkel. Word said, do that had thing again. I don't understand. What that means. The elder Harbaughs moved around with their children. Jim is a weirdo, but then again, I am a Spartan. Jim Harbaugh. He's a Michigan man and a former Bear. Corey Garcia, good morning from Colorado. My dad is showing me how to do cards. Nice. Mikey says bobbleheads. Trout has the second highest WAR per 162 games played all time behind Babe Ruth for those that care. I like that. That's a good stat. Red lights here. Good morning. So how much turkey is enough turkey? So we are having this discussion in our house. We are hosting Thanksgiving for the first time this year. We were supposed to host it last year, but my wife's aunt and uncle were in town and they're stressful. So we decided mother-in-law is hosting. So it's just going to be, I think now a 7th person has been invited to the table, who is, by the way, the 7th person is vegan, I think. So we don't have to worry about the turkey with her. So we've got 6 people coming to Thanksgiving. We like leftovers. How much turkey is enough turkey for Thanksgiving and to give a plate of leftovers? So my wife bought a 14-pound turkey. My mother-in-law is the typical Jewish mother, where it doesn't matter how much food, it's never enough. And then at the end of the meal, she goes, "Oh, I bought too much food. I didn't think I bought enough and I bought too much." Every time. Every time. So 14 pounds. Is that enough for 6 people with leftovers? Mother-in-law says, no, you need a lot more than that. You need like 18 pounds. My wife was like, I think 14 is plenty. And I'm like, I don't know. Again, what am I bringing to this relationship? I don't know. But I know how to Google. I think that's another one of my traits. So I Googled. There's a Butterball calculator. So I'll show you. I Googled. It was actually really popped right up. How much turkey for 6 people? I believe it was Butterball. There's a Butterball calculator. Now I can't find it. Of course, now I can't find it. It popped up like right away for me last night. Okay, so I know it's on Butterball, so we're just gonna boom, how much turkey to buy? Butterball.com. All right, so we're gonna share the screen. How much turkey is enough turkey for Thanksgiving? Butterball. I don't know where we got the turkey. Or I don't know what kind of turkey it is. It's from Costco. All right, so here's the calculator. Don't waste time trying to figure out how to convert measurements, how much turkey to buy, or how much time is needed for thawing and cooking. Our convenient cooking calculators make your time in the kitchen more efficient by helping you calculate and convert everything from the size of your turkey to how much time you'll need to thaw or cook it. All right, so calculator, perfect proportions. All right, number of adults. We have 6 adults coming to Thanksgiving. We have 0 kids coming to Thanksgiving. We don't want kids. Do you want leftovers? Yes, we want leftovers. Which describes your guess. Let's say we are big eaters. You know, I'm going to eat a decent amount of turkey. I know my mother-in-law's man friend, he's a big eater. My wife she's a very light eater. She probably will eat like one little piece of turkey. So we're big eaters and we want leftovers. 6 adults, you'll need 12 pounds of turkey. I think that's perfect, right? What if let's say, okay, let's add a person just in case. 14 pounds. Boom. I think we're good. I think 14 pounds is the perfect amount. 14 pounds. And we'll need 12 cups. No, we're going to need 24 cups of stuffing because I'll eat the shit out of that. I'll eat 6 people portions worth of stuffing. So what if we got 6 and we're light eaters? Because I think half will be light eaters. That's only 9 pounds. It's only 9 pounds. But we're big eaters. So add another 3 pounds. So there you go. Butterball.com. I think we're good. 14 pounds. I think that'll be enough. Let's go back into the chat. Where we at? Red light. He's working on a 3D printer and listing to you. Very cool. Very cool. Bargain Boxer says the Spectacular was pretty disappointing for me. A lot of it was the same guys with the same stuff. No steals and deals. Well, I am going to be there later today. We'll see if there's anything that I'll be. I'm not actually now. Here's what do I always say? Always be looking. I'm not always buying, but I'm always looking. So today is going to be one of those where I'm not. Like, I don't have gold. Like when I went to Dallas and Oklahoma City, like I've got to buy because I'm going. Now I was going for the people, but I didn't want to come home without any cards. Want to make the trip for my business worth it. But today it's like I'm going because I'm setting up tomorrow. Got to get the dealer badges and maybe I'll even be able to load in later this afternoon. So that's the main priority is my sales for Sunday, and hopefully I can make a few $100. But I will be perusing some bargain boxes now. By Saturday afternoon, I think the really good stuff will be picked over, but you never know. I might be able to find something to flip. That's the fun thing about bargain boxes. Like even on Sunday at the National, I can find something out of a quarter box that's worth $10. And it's been cherry picked over and over. But there's usually still something now. There's a lot of A lot less of those some things, but there's still some deals to be found if you know what you're looking for. That dude from Duryea says, I'm curious why you would not want auctions ending over Thanksgiving. I would think idle time for most to scroll eBay and bid. So a couple reasons. The main reason is I'm doing a sale. So I don't want to run auctions and have a sale at the same time. I kind of want to differentiate just from a promotional standpoint. That's the main reason. Second reason is auctions end at a certain time. Thanksgiving, typically, depending on when you eat, where you eat, there's not like a standard, these auctions end at 7:30. Well, you may be sitting at the dinner table and you're not accessing your phones. So at that time, people are not, but if you have buy it now and you have a sale going on, any time is a good time to buy. So that's kind of my thought process for auctions ending. Now, will I change that? Maybe. I'm certainly not going to end. I've actually ended auctions on Christmas before, and that was a big no-no. I learned my lesson one time. Thanksgiving's a little different, and typically Thanksgiving sales are much higher than Christmas sales. There is a lot of idle time and people are buying, but I fear that concrete end time on auctions is going to go against you. So that's why I'm not running auctions. But the main reason is I'm going to do a Black Friday sale that'll probably start Thanksgiving afternoon or evening and run it through the weekend. Terry says, until yesterday, I'd never heard of the Costco guys. I fully understand the AEW crowd reaction. Yes. So if you haven't heard of them, go Google them and you will cringe and you'll come back and say, why the hell did you tell me to watch those videos? Mikey says, what is your mom's phone number? That's a weird question. Cooter says, always, but the largest turkey available. I live for the after Thanksgiving sandwiches. I am not an after Thanksgiving sandwich guy. I don't do the sandwiches. I love leftovers, but not sandwiches. What I love about Thanksgiving is some people have they hate pooling all the food together. I love it, especially on Thanksgiving. Like mashed potatoes and turkey and corn. I don't think we do corn. Like my wife's family, we did corn. I'm from Illinois, corn, big corn people. Corn and mashed potatoes. Ooh, love that combo. Gravy, all that good stuff. So I like to combine all my food. But I don't do the sandwiches after Thanksgiving. Every once in a while, if we have a lot of leftover, if it's just we've got one small container of leftovers, it's going to get me through lunch. I'll just do turkey. But if it's 3 days worth of turkey and I'm like, oh my God, I just have to eat the rest of this turkey, then maybe on the third day, I'll eat a sandwich. But we were not going to have that many leftovers. So I'll probably just have enough for Friday. And then it's time to move on. John says, Yaz had the second best and did it in the pitching era. Screw. Big Harv says tofurkey at Bo's for Thanksgiving. No tofurkey. Mikey says, oh my God, the kid just typed that. He said he can type something. Merle says, I'm trying to list cards and Josie is sitting on my lap and decided to lick the cards. There will be a Zach Levine card with a little dog spittle for sale in my Collects store soon. Mikey says, not knowing what he was going to type. John says, your mother-in-law is looking for freebies and leftovers. I don't even think she likes leftovers. My wife hates leftovers. She'll eat, my wife will eat turkey leftovers, but most times she will not eat leftovers. Philly Joe says, I only like turkey served by a restaurant dinner. We have it for Thanksgiving, but I'm all about the stuffing and mashed potatoes. I hate going out because we did that growing up. We had a bunch of, we were kind of what's the term I'm looking for? We were we were like a lone wolf family. I have a huge family, but like growing up, it was just me, my mom, and dad. Like my sister had her own family, my brother, his own family, other sister, own family. Grandma had passed away, aunts and uncles, like giant family. So we would just go like, oh, we're going to Thanksgiving at Aunt Tinker's house, which usually Aunt Tinker was the place we would go for Thanksgiving. And like as I got older, we hosted a few early on when my grandmas were still alive, like we did at my grandma's, and then Aunt Tinker, and then we hosted a little bit Aunt Tinker, and then as my parents got older, it's like we don't like. It's just like my mom would make Thanksgiving for just the three of us, and then it's like, eh. So we would go to like a restaurant for a couple years, and it's like this sucks. Like I don't like going to Thanksgiving at a restaurant because I like grazing. You know, that was my favorite part of, and this is why I gained like 60 pounds in college. Beer and in Thanksgiving marathon eating sessions. But I like well, in my younger years, I would be extremely hungover on Thursdays on Thanksgiving because I'd be out till 2 a.m. on Blackout Wednesday. So I'd like to like sleep in and not have to leave the house and just be like hungover. It's like, okay, it's time for dinner. It's time for lunch. And we were always a daytime. My family was daytime. My wife's family is nighttime on Thanksgiving. So, you know, eat at like 1 o'clock. All right. Feel like shit. Now I can just go. But if I'm at like Aunt Tinker's, it's like, oh, can we leave? I'm so hungover. Where we at? Merle says, I think Mikey could get charged with the delinquency of a minor. They took his phone. Cooter says, so you stuff the dressing or cook separately? Both. So we do stuffing and dressing. I thought the Jews went to Chinese restaurants on Thanksgiving. That's Christmas, John. The Jewish celebrate Thanksgiving. They do not celebrate Christmas. So Chinese restaurants are Christmas. John Keating laughing. Todd is laughing. Mikey says the kids want me to ask why football cards are special. Because it's all sports cards are awesome. I think it's personal preference. Some people think Pokemon cards are special. Some people think football cards are special. Some, like me, think baseball cards are special. Stuke says sides are key to leftovers. Sweet potato casserole. Ooh, yeah. Love me some sweet potato casserole. Scalloped corn. I just like regular corn or creamed corn. Stuffing. Yeah. Stuffing and dressing, gravy, salads. The one thing, and if we do it, and I'm sure we will, that I don't do, and that I don't know if I've ever had cranberry sauce. What do you do with cranberry sauce? Like it's not like that I hate it. I'm sure I've had it before, and there's a reason I haven't gone back to it. Do you put it on turkey? Like I need to watch. Maybe I'll like watch other people. Like, what are they doing with the cranberry sauce? I'll be like the weird guy that doesn't know what he like if you've never had like sushi at a real sushi place with chopsticks, like how do you use those so you're just kind of like watching what your neighbors are doing, like what are they doing with that cranberry sauce? Oh, okay, that's what's okay, I'll do that. Pumpkin pie. I love pumpkin pie, and I haven't had it in like 10 years because my wife's family doesn't do pumpkin pie. So I was talking to my mom this week, and I said, and I'm not going to give you my mom's number. I was talking to my mom this week, and she says, do you want us to bring anything? And I said, no. I'm like, wait. Bring some pumpkin pie. We never have pumpkin pie, and I love it. I haven't had it in like 10 years. And she's like, oh, okay. And she's like, well, and you have to have, I'll bring Cool Whip, because you have to have Cool Whip. I'm like, yes, because I mean, like you like smother, it's like half pumpkin pie, half Cool Whip. So I'm like, yes. So I'm looking forward to pumpkin pie. So I told my wife, I'm like, my mom asked if she could bring anything. And I said, no, but I'm like, oh, wait, bring pumpkin pie because I like pumpkin pie. My wife's like, well, my mom's making apple pie. And I'm like, well, I like that too. I'll just eat two pies. I'll eat pumpkin pie and apple pie. Gundy's here. Good morning. Tuning in from the deer stand in Blair, Wisconsin. Opening day of gun deer season here in Wisconsin. We'll make sure the volume's down. You don't want the deer hearing us talk about turkey. They probably don't care. Do deer might eat turkey? I don't know. Probably not. Do deer eat meat? Are deer carnivores? I don't see deer being carnivores. Are deer herbivores? Damn, I'm not smart either. I've got nothing going for me. Eric's here. Good morning. Have you ever considered setting up the scanner in Car Dealer Pro at a show and charging others to scan or list their cards for them? No, I have not. And I don't think I would ever do that. If Car Dealer Pro collects said, hey, do this, I don't know. I think some people have, I don't think they've charged people to do it, but I think they've had a setup, there's collects ambassadors and they'll bring the scanner and stuff. I don't think it's something I would do. I mean, other people could do it, but I wouldn't have any interest in doing that myself. Cooter says, Mrs. Cooter always makes turkey tetrazzini with the leftover turkey. So I have to get my sandwiches quick. Turkey tetrazzini sounds pretty good. John says it's not always 7:30 at the same time throughout the country. Not sure if some are aware of that. They might not be aware of that. Johnny M, I no longer think it matters what day auctions end. It was different years ago when not everyone had a cell phone. I end them all between 8 and 11 Eastern. Yeah, so typically I think that's what John's reference to was 7:30. Yeah, because 7:30 my time is 5:30 in California. It's 8:30 on the East Coast, and it's 2:30 in England, I think. Yeah, typically I try to, and that's why I always run my auctions, typically starting at 7:30, which is kind of early for West Coasters. That's only 5:15 to 5:30 when I start my auctions, and having them run until 8:30, which, so always keep that in mind. John says leftovers are for people who like gangbangs. Oh, Ernie didn't like that comment. I want my meat fresh and not picked over. John says, if it didn't make the plate on Thursday, it ain't making the plate on Friday. So you don't eat leftovers? What? I agree with Mikey on this. Oh, wow. Wow. John, that sounds inhumane. Not eating leftovers on Thanksgiving. That is anti-American. I hope Mikey's girlfriend doesn't see him trying to get Bo's mom's digits. East Coast Tom, what's up? Tom Coleman in the house. When I was single, it was a bitch trying to find a 2-pound turkey for Thanksgiving. Big Harv says Thursday, hot turkey, Friday, turkey sandwich, Saturday, turkey soup. And I'm just hot turkey every day. If it goes to Saturday, I might do a turkey sandwich. Thursday and Friday, it's just turkey, gravy, stuffing. Stuffing always goes. I need to nudge my wife and my mother-in-law, make more stuffing and dressing, because I want to eat that for the next how many ever days I can eat leftover stuffing for. I'll have to Google that too. Mikey says, I promise AJ typed that when he said, can I ask him something to him? And I gave him my phone. Then he gave it back to me and freaked out when I read what he said. Big Harv says a 2-pound turkey is a Cornish game hen. Gundy says, we will be having Thanksgiving with my dad, who is in the VA hospital in Toma this year. We're taking dinner to him because he doesn't like the food there most of the time. And that's kind of par for the course at hospitals. Hospital foods are not terrible. I mean, I've had hospital food, here and there. Not terrible, but not the best. John says, my parents thought I was special, then they died, and I learned the reality. Bummer. Big Harv, John, you're special to me and 3 other people. Maybe. Duke says cranberries are the ketchup for dry white meat turkey. Ah, okay. I wondered what they were using the cranberries for. Mikey says Jews are great people and been through so much. Yes. John says I would eat pumpkin pie exclusively on Thanksgiving if it wasn't frowned upon. Mikey doesn't like turkey or ham. Interesting. I'm team turkey, especially on Thanksgiving. In my house growing up, it was typically we would go to, we went to my Aunt Tinker's for Christmas also. I think though later on we did more Christmases at home. My dad loved ham. So we did a Christmas ham. And then as my dad got older, he like frowned upon turkey at Thanksgiving. So my mom would make turkey and ham on Thanksgiving when we would host it. And my Aunt Tinker would be like, she could feed an army with what she made. Turkey, ham, everything else. Cool Whip. John says, my wife makes 3 pumpkin pies. I eat them as leftovers through the weekend. Hunting season was created by men to get out of spending time with their loved ones. Gundy says we're having meatballs, mashed potatoes and gravy, rutabagas, and pumpkin pie. What's a rutabaga? Mikey says, will you give a pie to celebrate Thanksgiving? My family each bring their own pie. Dad, that's good. We only have 6 of us, though, so that's a lot of pie for a little amount of people. Gundy says, not really, John. We actually spend more time with family. We have a family farm. Me, my brother, his wife, and their 2 kids, our uncle and a cousin, along with a former coworker, hunt the same property. There you go. It's a family affair. Big Harv says, Mikey needs a food intervention. Food intervention. See, I was always a white turkey fan, but I've kind of come around to dark turkey. Because white turkey can be, like, even a juicy white turkey is still dry. And that's what I do. I've never done cranberries on white meat, cranberry sauce on white meat, but I love dipping like the white meat turkey into my mashed potatoes and gravy. That's good. I'm getting hungry. We're only, how many days away from Thanksgiving are we? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. 5 days. And we can all be feasting like they did in the 1600s. All right. Hey, I've got auctions ending tonight. I just got a couple big bids. Philly Joe says, ew, dark turkey meat. Yeah, dark turkey meat's good. Let's check out what I got rolling in my eBay auctions tonight. Let's share this tab and put it on the screen. So I've got just a few auctions ending tonight. Here's some new additions. I was on the couch doing some couch listing last night. Some Dover reprints, some Allen and Ginter Dover reprints, and I think there was some Gaudy as well. Oh, Cracker Jack. So that's what I listed last night. Just a few of those. All right, here's some auctions ending tonight. We got a Nick Yorkie. How about this? A Bowman Chrome Gold Refractor, numbered out of 50, and it's only at $1.34. Ends tonight at 7:27 Central Time. I've got a Mojo Refractor, Ethan Salas. Prospect Heavy auctions ending this evening. First Chrome Refractor, Jaron Elkins of the Dodgers. I've got Top Prospects, Ethan Salas. No bids on that one yet. Adley Rushman, Heritage Miners. Insert. No bids on that one yet. We've got another Adley. High Five Futures insert card, a Mark Vientos Mojo rookie card. First Chrome Colton Cowser, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. pro debut, Fernando Tatis in a White Sox uniform. Not too many White Sox cards of Tatis out there. Freddie Freeman Sepia Refractor. It's at $1.30. Jackson Holiday Bowman's Best doesn't have any bids yet. Stadium Club Chrome Beam Team Juan Soto ends tonight. A couple Mahomes cards end tonight, an Optic and a Select from last year. We've got a Hall of Famer Joe Thomas rookie card. No bids on that yet. Cleveland Browns, Wisconsin Badger legend. Joe Mixon rated rookie blue press proof is up to $225. Armando Galarraga, wasn't he the pitcher that should have a perfect game under his belt? This is his rookie auto from Topps Chrome. Let's see. Royce Lewis Silver Portrait rookie from 2022 Ginter. Brady Singer just traded from the Royals to the Reds yesterday. Here's a Bowman Chrome Refractor out of $4.99. First, Bowman Jack Flaherty, no bids. Pete Alonso Bowman Chrome Prospect card from 2018 has a bid. Dansby Swanson rookie Prism Refractors up to $3. Tim Lincecum, Topps Heritage. I think that's a short print. All-Star card. No bids yet. Tim Adley Rushman Bowman paper prospect from 2021. Jared Kelenic, first Bowman. Prism Camo out of 25. Jonathan Stewart. And that's it. So not too many auctions ending tonight. Just about, 25, maybe 30 auctions. So get those bids in. 99centcards.com. Check out the Buy It Now section. Buy 7 or more in the Buy It Now section. You'll save 25% off at checkout. Last few comments. This hobby evolution is making me hungrier than normal. Me too. Red light, got to run. Have the grandkids today. Have a good weekend. You as well. Thank you. I will have fun today at the Chicago Sports Spectacular. John says, do those Dover reprints show as reprints on the back? Yes, they do. And they're also perforated. So, and they're like modern paper stock, or modern to the 1980s when they were printed, because they do not look like originals whatsoever. John says, I ask because I have an Allen and Ginter on my desk forever that is in great shape, but doesn't have any indication of reprint on it. Big Harv says, we have reached the auction shilling portion of the show. Get your bids in, 99centcards.com. Mikey says, did you see I bought the Federer and Crosby SI for kids cards? Yes, and I think I shipped them out. Thank you. I appreciate that. Gundy says, we have a few beers the night before the season and each night after the hunt. No bow deer do not eat much for meat. They are herbivores. Rutabagas are a root vegetable, something like a turnip. Okay, interesting. Christian says, correction, Armando Galarraga has the only 28 out perfect game. I can confirm I was there. I remember where I was. I was in Peoria, Illinois, getting ready to broadcast the softball state finals in whatever year that was, 2009. No, probably would have been what, 2000. Oh, wait. Might have been 2009, right? 2009, 2010, 2011. I can't remember. I don't think I was working at the university yet. Christian, what year was that? Should have been a perfect game. Anthony Thomas says, good morning. I'm drinking coffee and listing racing cards. What's up? Good morning to you. Enjoy that coffee and those racing cards. Got my coffee here as well. All right. I'm waiting for Christian to confirm what year. Maybe I can Google it. Mikey says, when are you going to Chicago? In about an hour and a half. I gotta get showered up. Let's see. Armando Galarraga, perfect game. Let's see. 2010. Okay, so yep, 2000. Christian says 2009. Wikipedia says 2010, June 2nd, 2010. Yeah, I remember, because I remember getting back, or what day of the week was that? It was a Thursday or a Friday. Because I remember I was at the hotel room. Merle says 2010. He gets the point. And Christian was there. Mid-June. It was early June. June 2nd. June 2nd, 2010. All righty. Now that we have that figured out, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and shop my eBay store, 99centcards.com. Bid on my auctions. I've got auctions ending tonight, tomorrow night, Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and starting at some point Thursday, probably afternoon. Check out my eBay store for a Black Friday sale that's going to extend through next weekend. And speaking of next weekend, the Madison Card Show is Saturday, November 30th. A week from today at the Sheraton Hotel on John Nolan Drive. 140 dealer tables, sold out show, free admission, show hours 9 to 3. You are welcome to come in early. So hope to see you next weekend. Maybe I'll see you later today at the Chicago Sports Spectacular, or tomorrow at the Sports Spectacular, or next Saturday or Monday when we return to Hobby Evolution. Gundy says, bought a bunch of 1983 Fleer stamps, just something more for the oddball PC. Very cool. All right. Like, subscribe. Have a great Saturday. We'll see you Monday morning. No Hobby Evolution tomorrow. I'll be in Rosemont, Illinois at the Chicago Sports Spectacular. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you Monday.